we head into this Sunday's Hell in a Cell, we put up a poll on Google Plus and Facebook to see what current WWE title race you guys were most interested in. And here were the results. The Dust Brothers versus Usos got 7%. Sheamus versus Miz got 8%. Dolph versus Cesaro got 19%. AJ versus Paige got 30%. And Brock Lesnar versus who in the hell knows got 35%. So it's interesting to note that before this week's Raw, we had no idea who was going to be the next challenger for Brock Lesnar. But even still, that is the most interesting title race happening in WWE. Or as Deuce liked to put it, this is more like the least worst title race in WWE right now. Are you guys surprised by these results?
In a way, yeah. Looking at Brock versus Blank, and that's got 35%. Brock versus Blank? That's impressive because Brock's not even around right now. So, I mean, unless that you're sure that's incorporating Money in the Bank consideration feuds and the Cena #1 contendership with Randy Orton thing. I mean, if you're including all 5 guys, then I get it, but I don't know. It seems a little weak. Like, and where's the Internet Championship in relation to all this? That number's never in there.
I think that got 1%, maybe.
Okay. Well, it's been off TV for a while. I can understand. But, yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see AJ and Paige up there. I'm surprised that the Tag Team Championship is so low compared to everything else.
Well, now that we've confirmed Zack Ryder is the 1%, I can say I'm not really that surprised by the results.
Nick said it. Zack Ryder is in the 1%.
Zack Ryder is the 1%. I think a lot of people are replacing that blank, and they're filling in their favorite guy. I think they're taking the mystery involved and dispelling it with their own fantasy booking. I would not be the least bit surprised if people were thinking Brock versus Roman Reigns or Brock versus Daniel Bryan, Brock versus Seth Rollins, Brock versus Dean Ambrose. There are some names that you can fit in there that make this potential title match look really interesting. I almost want to repost a poll again and just reduce it to Brock versus Cena or Brock versus Orton and see what the results were then. Because I don't think that margin, that voting margin would be quite as large. Me personally, I voted for AJ versus Paige, and it really is telling that that's the only angle that the WWE seems to care about out of the championships outside of the top title picture, and B, that they're managing to keep anything at least somewhat fresh. What with the angle of Paige and Alicia Fox being apparent BFFs now, the question of whether AJ might bring someone in even the odds, or if she'll continue this one-woman revolution thing she's started going now. So it really is telling how much attention this feud is getting right now.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily surprised. I mean, anything we've seen has been negative as far as feedback on Facebook, Twitter, or any of the conversations we've been having online, or even our conversations, here on the podcast. We've all been pretty down on just about every title race happening. So I'm not necessarily surprised that Brock versus whomever is the highest because, we know like all of these other title races and what they're doing, and the title race itself isn't interesting. Yeah, on paper, Dolph versus Cesaro looks great, but not how WWE is handling it. Same with Sheamus and Miz. On paper, that should be okay, pretty decent, but it's not. because we're not focusing on the title, we're focusing on Damian Sandow. So I don't know.